Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
Did you hear what I said?
It's a house!
You know, that's just one step above stupid. 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
Huh?
What's going on, freakazoids? How the heck is it going out there? Alright. Doesn't look like the dogs are out of there. Well, they were running around. I just put them back in there. You gotta be able to watch them. Looks like I gotta update this, move this line up a little bit. Right there. Alright, now you can't see it. I think. Is that right? No. Oh, wait, I think I gotta. There we go. There. Now you can't see it at the bottom. Ivan Victor, 22 months. Yep, have a good weekend. Man, are you guys getting as frustrated as me with the just inaccurate reporting? Where did the information come that there was a glove in the house? That started being reported yesterday, it seemed like. That there was a glove in the house that was sent to a lab in Florida. Hey, thanks Lucky Ducky for gifting a membership. Very cool, thank you. Yeah, and so it's just TMZ is responsible for just so much garbage in this case. It's they've also put out stuff that, I mean, in reality, what have they really put out other than just the ransom notes that don't seem to be that they were accurate about, that there really was ransom notes sent. Yeah, well, even Paul Morrow said, you know, I mean, but that's where you saw it, but it was everybody was repeating it from an original source. So that's what I'm saying. I know. Yeah, me too. You know, isn't that weird? That's exactly the feeling. Drained, you know? That's it right there. That's like the perfect feeling. You know, you're onto something, you're sort of putting things together, and the problem is like most people out in the public, even the people that are there, they have to rely on the bigger news networks to actually to have conversations with officials and so forth that know, right? So we rely on, you know, what you hope would be good reporting out there and accurate, and it turns out that it just so many people are just putting out stuff that has no just bearing in fact whatsoever. It's crazy. So what we got now is, let me just show you guys. What do you guys think of this? Remember how there was this? Remember the balaclava image, and somehow some sketch artist made a sketch. You guys remember that? Yesterday we showed it. And I think the sketch is like this one right here, right? This thing right in the middle. See that? That was the sketch they came up with, which is absolutely ludicrous. Okay? You can't come up with a sketch. However, you know, the same evening on Twitter, a video was put out of somebody knocking on a door in another part of the city And it was put out there just not long after this sketch came out. Now, I was just sort of wondering, is it possible that the person who, quote, made the sketch out of thin air, was able to, I mean, look at that. I mean, just, you got to admit, like, that is ludicrous. That, I mean, it seems like somebody literally had this to look at and went, ooh, you know what? Hey, yeah, let's make it look like that. And then later they put out this Ring camera footage, like in the same day. Okay? And I don't think this guy here has anything to do with anything. And whoever this is doesn't. It's just these people, I mean, I'm just disgusted by this whole thing. It's crazy. Let me show you this. Like, I've been arguing back and forth on, how come that's not opening the way I want it? This one. Interesting. I can go get it. It's my Twitter post. Oops. Now let me show you exactly what we're dealing with here. And people run with it, so it clouds everything up. Yeah, so this is what I had to argue with somebody about. This right here is what somebody put on Twitter, making it try to make it look like a tattoo. See how there's this block here, and then they put skin tone in. I think I explained this the other day, but who knows who's watching. And then they put skin tone right there, and they used this, basically this exact image, just kind of zoomed in a little bit more. And there isn't skin tone in there. There's no way to get skin tone. This was not color video at that point. It was using night vision, so whoever did it put skin tone there. And it sells the theory. But look up here. You got the glove goes all the way to there, all the way around, all the way under there. And then there's this darkness. I just think that's a fold, a shadow, something. Somebody thought it maybe it was a watch or something. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely on top of, or it's connected to the glove. Now, we joked around last night that they cut a hole in the glove right where there's a tattoo that's square. It's crazy. I don't care what she said in it. It's irresponsible for somebody like her to put out a full sketch, because people start looking for that person, and they'll do side-by-sides and side-by-sides, and I don't give a damn what she said, how she tried to make it seem like it was a good idea. She did it to get exposure and get likes and clicks, etc. on social media. There's absolutely... Does anybody think it's even possible to come up with an accurate sketch when you only really see eyeballs and a little bit of a mouth? It's ludicrous, okay? So when you do stuff like that, that means everybody out there, they're already doing it. Side-by-side comparisons, looking at different images, etc. I always hate when people defend people like that because they want to believe. I just think it is sick, all right? If I ever do something like that, I'm going to bail from this thing. If I ever get to the point where I'm so desperate that I put out a fake image so that people will like my channel, I'll leave. I'll never do that, okay? It's ridiculous. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I gotta admit, there was somebody that took Marco Rubio's face, put a goatee on it, and then did a side-by-side with her sketch. It looked just, it was like a clone. It was hilarious. I actually thought that was funny, because that one's obviously, they're joking around at that point. But anyways, you guys, if you're watching here, and just like usual, if you have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. We currently have 1 gifted channel membership. All right, so let's see if we can improve that a little bit. All right, so then I think Matt Finn is his name. He interviewed the sheriff today. I wonder if they updated Google Earth, because my computer did something and then the Google Earth icon showed up again. It was almost weird, like it did a quick reboot. Yeah, except Ted Cruz would have been like 8. That's not even just a stretch. It's absolutely reckless, as somebody wrote up above, and irresponsible to put out a sketch of somebody you have no clue what he looks like. The guy could have a massive like birthmark on the side of his face, bald hair, could not have the body, could just have a mustache, but to do it like that, everybody's looking now for like a Latino looking person with a hair parted on a certain part of the head and goatee, etc. How come everybody doesn't have a problem with it? I think if you really give a damn about true crime and you want to be in the quote true crime world, you should be absolutely infuriated by shit like that. If you're in the true crime genre to be entertained and just woo, this is so cool, yay, then you're in the wrong place. Go start up something, Krama, go watch some of the guys that are there live. That's what they do. It's stupid and it's embarrassing, and I don't know what the hell, what else to say about it. All right, so let's listen to, this is Paul Morrow here. Let's see, I'll do it with the media player, I think. Yeah.
So when I asked that...
And did anybody hear what I said? We need to get the support up for the channel, so if you have the ability to help support the channel with channel memberships, super chats, etc., we're trying to have a good month here to get back on track. Last year, I think February was our worst month we ever had. And this month it's better because of this case, but we'd like to... last year we did 46,000 income out of the donations to the income from the channel. And I want to beat that this year. Hey, look at that. Ace, thanks. Got a flight. Hey, he's got a flight. As in, got a flight. Anyways, thank you. Appreciate it.
Question, Ainsley, I didn't know about the glove, but what I did know is that the sheriff had made a statement that they had retrieved DNA from the source that was most...
See, like, they're hearing about... He's responding. This is why it's a problem. Like, Paul Morrow is one of the best out there. And, Paul Holes is good, too, right? But when they're fed information that isn't true, they have to kind of adjust and add that in to what they're talking about. So, like, when Paul Holes was on... What was he on? With Ashley Banfield, I'm not sure if it was known at the time, but it might have been a day later, but he was told on the show that the blood droplets from Nancy Guthrie only went to the steps, only got to the edge of the tile. Okay, and once he was told that, he goes, oh, wow. And then he had to readjust and have her dragged back in. Doesn't really make sense. The whole story doesn't make sense, and then you have to kind of add that into a theory, and it's just ludicrous. So I've never considered the fact that Nancy was brought back into the house and the blood stopped at the tile. I said that's absolutely not going to be true. That Brian Enton, when he reported on that, did not look hard enough into the gravel area. He just saw it and went, yeah, it stops right there. He didn't look hard enough, and that's just the truth. Okay, and so because of that, for days and days and days, everybody out there, except here, was using that information to theorize on whether or not Nancy Guthrie was, pulled back into the house after, maybe she came to the door, knocked on it. See, everybody has to change these theories. Knocked on the door, she came to the door, was attacked, went to the ground, and they dragged her back in. You see how that works? It just sucks. So right here, Paul Morrow, who's one of the best out there, he has to go by that, they sent a glove off that was found in the house to a lab. Because that's what the new reporting was.
That question, Ainsley, I didn't know about the glove, but what I did know is that the sheriff had made a statement that they had retrieved DNA from the source that was most likely donated by the perpetrator.
Yeah, see, that's cool. He's actually remembering how the... sheriff actually worded, hey, thanks, Jim Lawn. He's actually remember how it was worded, that there was DNA that they think came from the source and they sent it off to a lab. That isn't the DNA that was at the front of the house. That turns out to be Nancy Guthrie's DNA, and they sent that off too, and that was determined to be hers. They probably did a local test for that. The other one is probably touch DNA, which is much more sensitive stuff, so they sent it off to a lab in Florida that they have a relationship with. Okay? But it turns out it wasn't a glove. Okay, we'll hear all this other stuff here in a minute. Although it seems part of it was cut out of this interview by Finn. Hey, thanks, Florida. It says, I love your common sense. Hey, there you go. That's what we do here. Facts, logic, and common sense. That should actually be the name of our channel, like FLC, facts, logic, common sense. Something like that. Did you see where Dr. Bodden stated bleeding? Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Did you also, when you watched that, Betty Babel, did you say, hey, Gray's been talking about that for a week and a half? Let's see.
He said at the time that they were putting a rush on it and expected to get any matches between 12 to 14 hours. When I asked that question, it was about 3 days later. So my logic was, okay, you didn't get a one.
Yeah, see, like that. See, Paul Murrow's a logical thinker. Overlay the spatter. Let me hold on a second. Gray, are you able to model the blood spatter on a tile somehow? Like overlay the splatter on the photo on it? Sure. I've done that in the Jodi Arias case, etc. What's the value of that? What's the value of that? Can you tell me? There isn't any. I've done it before. In the Jodi Arias case, I took all the tiles that were photographed at trial, put them on to the precise tile that they were, that it was in the room, and put them there.
Get any matches between 12 to 14 hours. When I asked that question, it was about 3 days later. So my logic was, okay, you didn't get a one-to-one match in the CODIS database. Are you submitting it for the genealogical investigation that can get you potentially to a family member, even a far-flung family?
Well, that would be next, right? And maybe the lab they sent it to. I don't know if Othram has a branch in Florida. I thought they were a Texas-based company, but maybe if that, they're sending it to an Othram-related lab, then they would go straight into genetic genealogy. And they're just as well. I mean, the FBI. I would say that the people at Othram Labs and other places out there like Identifinders, they're just as good as any FBI agent would be at doing that. The FBI just has, they're willing to bend rules in certain situations to have access to a larger database. Let's put it that way.
Family member, that takes a lot of investigative muscle, the kind of thing that the FBI can...
I know, you got me interested, but we can see a picture of it. Bengal cat. So there's no reason to put it onto a tile. I was just building in the Arias case, I built a 3D model of the entire bathroom.
Bring. Knowing those nuances, I purposely asked the FBI agent, and what I was trying to ascertain is, clearly we were already at that point. Is the FBI doing it? And then you saw the response. The FBI agent looked a little taken aback and said, Pima County is handling it. I assume that meant he knew at the time the glove was already down in Florida.
Right, see how Paul has to talk about a glove down in Florida? Because that's the reporting.
And that is a potential problem.
And it makes me feel bad, because these guys, if you give them the correct information, they'll nail it. I think this guy is kind of similar to how, obviously how we do it over here. All right, here's the, let me just I got to throw this out there before I forget. Remember yesterday, this post that I put out there, I said, our own 8675309 nailed the background brand 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack. Also, FBI determined the suspect is 5'9 to 5'10. On our show earlier, ChatGPT came up with 5'8.5 to 5'10. Can I get a boom? And then, this is old news, man. People figured that out an hour after the video was released. Who cares, man? I don't really give a damn. Now we know, though, right? And then somebody in here actually said, if you have to pat your own back, then it's not worth patting. Something like that. And where in there did I pat my back? I said, great job 8675309 and great job ChatGPT. You nailed it. You see how stupid the trolls are? They can't even pick something correct to bitch about. All right. Anyways, back to this one. Paul Murrow over here is. They're not cats. You seem like you're like dense. Those are cats. Okay, they're eating like beef, big sticks. Come on, Dr. Professor-esque. Maybe the esque is what we're looking at right now, right? Kind of esque. Not quite.
Normally you find two gloves together, right? She has one glove in the house. I assume they can see
they don't even look like
it's
cats.
leather.
What the
It's
hell are you
something that
talking
she
about?
doesn't seem to have. This is crucial evidence. And it a little taken aback and said, Pima County is handling it. I assume that meant he knew at the time
Right.
the glove was already down in Florida. And that is a
So now he has to say glove because that's what now is assumed to be what the DNA was that was sent to Florida.
potential problem
Because of
here.
bad
One
reporting.
glove. Normally you find two gloves together, right? She has one glove in the house. I assume they can see the size, it's leather, it's something that she doesn't seem to have. This is crucial evidence. And it is a little bit strange that the impulse was not, let me get this immediately to Quantico, get this thing tested by CODIS, and then if it doesn't work out, we go the more...
Some of this stuff makes the sheriff seem a little bit better, but not... I mean, the thing is, the stuff that bothers me aren't these things. The sheriff, it's all the different interviews he did, giving out all kinds of information that only the killer would know, and then backtracking on all of that, and going to the basketball game in front of all these people. Was there somebody missing? That's all just poor stuff, but I think some of it has now developed into sort of piling on because they have nothing else to report on. Okay, I said Othrum's in Texas. Yeah, I said that, Betty. Did you hear what I said in there? All right. Okay, here we go.
penetrative route, which
I said
might
I don't know if they have a branch in Florida.
ultimately yield the kind of results we're hoping for.
All right, so you got that, and then we have the... So this is the Finn interview.
As far as the lab, you said you have been contracted with this lab for decades, the one that you guys are using in Florida now. You said, as soon as you began collecting evidence last, on
Hey, thanks, Mel Moore. Old news, but your Jody Arias gun first video is my favorite video of all time. YouTube video. I know, it's pretty good, man. Those took me days to make. People don't have time to do that anymore because you got to get something out right now, or people will go run somewhere else and don't watch it.
around the 1st, you guys started sending it there, and that there's not a dispute between you and the FBI over where the evidence goes moving forward?
No, it is.
So this is an interview with, I think, Matt Finn from Fox News and the sheriff of Pima County.
It just makes sense. Why split your evidence to two different labs? That could create a conflict, but more importantly, it adds that additional step. This lab has this piece, this lab has this piece. Now they've got to converge those.
So the thing is he got, when they processed the crime scene, they immediately sent it off to the lab that they use. They'd already sent it there. The FBI wasn't even part of the case. So doesn't that just change everything? Like, they may have been called and sent in, but the FBI really made their big presence around like the 4th or 5th. I think when Trump said, hey, anything you guys need, he'd already sent it off.
Two pieces to make an elimination or identification. No, just send it to one lab. Let's go. They're both great labs. They're both have great equipment and smart people. We trust the FBI's crime lab. We've used them before. But in this case, we just started with this lab. It's just that simple. And then we talked to the FBI about it, and they agreed. They said, yeah, makes sense, sure.
Okay, and you said that you already submitted some of the the family markers, like the family DMA samples and some of the staff samples to that Florida lab.
Sure.
So it makes sense to send all the evidence moving forward. So
Well, they just sent their DNA profiles, not the... See, the guy talking right now doesn't have a clue about how forensic genealogy works. So he thought he'd try to throw something in there. Yeah, hey, they got the family tree profiles and. No, they just sent the profiles of people that should be in there. And then they can compare it and say, yeah, oh yeah, that's Nancy's. Okay, that's so and so. Blah 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 blah. That's what they do. Okay. Now the genealogy part comes in after they. The way it works is after they swab an item and retrieve the DNA off of it, they have to build an entire sequence, and then they first send it to CODIS to see if there's any known criminals that have the same DNA profile. And I think there, what is it, maybe 22 markers now? There used to be 12, but I think it's way more precise markers. And these are different markers on each person. Like, well, I mean, the thing is if somebody has all 22 markers, they're an identical twin of you. Okay, if you had an identical twin. But a lot of people have the same markers. They'll have, let's say, ABC is a marker. Well, it might be 1 in 1,000 people have that ABC marker. Okay, that's relatively common, really, with the United States. That'd be a lot of people that have ABC as a marker. Then marker 2 might be D, E, F, right? So then, when was the last time you said the alphabet? D, E, F, right? And then let's say 1 in 4 has that. So that means the suspect that you have is 1 in 4,000, because you multiply each step as you go. That's why you get these astronomical numbers. It's 1 in 4,000 people have both of those markers. And then let's say it is GHI, Grant Hughes investigates. Let's say that right there, I didn't even know that worked like that, you guys. I didn't know that it went in the alphabet, went GHI. But let's say 1 in 10 have that. So now it would be 1 in 40,000 people had all 3 of those. You get it? See how that works? So that's what happens, like in CODIS, those are what the odds are. Each of the markers has a certain percentage, and they have this whole list of different markers that are in the same position. So instead of ABC, maybe it's ABD and blah, blah, blah in the first one, and maybe 1 in 8 have that, or, that's just what I'm saying. So what they do is they collect the DNA off of an item. They send it off to a lab. They build a sequence. Then they check CODIS first. Then if they don't have a match in CODIS, they take the DNA. And if you guys, do any of you guys have 23andMe or Ancestry.com? Or 23andMe is closed now, but anybody have Ancestry? I do. Put a 1 if you've got one of those genealogy sites. It feels like nobody's listening at this point. So I'm waiting for responses. Man, you guys are just... you guys need to talk and chat more. It's just ridiculous. Hell no. What do you mean, hell no? That's ridiculous. Anyways, right, so people have Ancestry, right? And if you've ever been to Ancestry, there's a portion on there where you can download your raw data. Did you see that? You can download your raw data, and it comes in a zip file. And then you can upload it to a place called GEDmatch, and I think Family Tree DNA, and I think there's another one that also does that. And you can upload it, and you can actually see there are some relatives that have also uploaded on there that are the closest related to you, and they give it to you in centimorgans. So it'll be like 350 centimorgans might be a first cousin or something. If it's 180, it might be a second cousin once removed. They have it all on a chart. So you see these people, and then you have to look up their emails, and then you can contact them and figure out who they are, and then try to add them into a tree that you're building out. That's how it works. All right, and so no, you can't do x-rays on an existing image. No, you can't do that. All right, let's see. All right, so you start building out the family tree. You use newspapers.com. You can find the obituaries. You can do this and that and the other thing. And you start putting it together. But people might say, well, how the hell do you get your DNA into GEDmatch, because when you send your DNA to Ancestry, you spit into it, right? Well, you don't have spit when you do these, when you're swabbing and getting a DNA sequence, and all they take is spit at those places. So the raw data is where you can mimic. So you know, when you download your raw data from Ancestry.com, the zip file, there's labs out there that can create that same raw data file and just put the sequence in that. Then you're able to upload it to GEDmatch, just like anybody else would be if you downloaded your raw data. Then you build out the family tree, and you try to find the common ancestry on both sides, and then you find the family, and then you find the person, and then you give that to law enforcement as a tip, somebody to look into, and then boom, there you go. All right, let's see. This is right here. Did that make sense to everybody? It's kind of a simple concept, but a lot of people don't understand it. I mean, they haven't heard it. Let's see, it says, would an X-ray of the facial image be able to reveal underlying facial structure, thus enabling a more accurate sketch? Well, yeah, if you had, like, originally, let's say you had the person at a hospital, and they were in front of an X-ray machine, and you give them an X-ray, then you might be able to see that they have facial hair and different items on there, but you can't do that after the fact. Like, after a photograph is taken, there's no such thing as like reverse engineering a like an X-ray on an already existing image. All right, there you go. Thank you up there. What is it? Mirav? I don't know how to say it. Okay, if you just arrived with full ignorance, try not to comment that much. Hey, thanks, Elaine Talling.
They can immediately cross-examine or cross-analyze.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all this was. I'll tell you right now, the dollar figure to it, I don't know where they get that. This lab we've talked to, they typically charge us because we use them as a lab for other cases and that. But in this case, their CEO, their lab told us, sure, whatever you need. Whatever you need. So I don't know where that even came from. But, you know,
yeah, see?
like you say, I can't.
I haven't heard anything about the amount they're being charged because somebody probably thought it's... I actually thought, oh, wow, so somebody's probably going to say that he sent it to that lab and they gave a kickback to the sheriff for the cost. Right.
We're chasing down leads. I don't have time to chase down media reportings.
Okay, I understand.
I just hope that the recognizes that, hey, come on, let's work together. There's plenty of time to critique Chris Downs, but right now, let's find Nancy.
Okay, and as far as the gloves, you're saying, hey, we found a few gloves all over the place, and you're not sure their importance right now.
No, it's like any piece of evidence, you've got to prioritize it. You can't just leave it there and go, well, that's nothing. No,
right.
You gather it, you collect it,
I mean, what he's saying here, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's kind of...
process it, but you've got to prioritize things too, because you don't want to inundate your lab with gloves from Phoenix that's 100 miles away, unless there's a reason to say, oh, our guy ends up in Phoenix. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's common sense. I don't make those decisions. I have a team, a very good team.
I can do it.
FBI has a team.
I know how to
Those guys get together, they talk, they decide what's important, what's not, and they move on it. It's all this is.
Okay. Sheriff, there's a lot of speculation.
You have to rely on the experts. Those guys are my experts.
Understand.
Right? You have, if you're involved in a case like this, you have to rely on your team. You've got to let them do their job. That's what we're doing.
Sure. So much speculation and theories about who was involved, who wasn't involved. Have you guys ruled anyone out?
Yeah.
No?
All right, let's see. Here's what just came on. Is this what you're talking about, FBI Phoenix? So this is 5 hours ago. Are you talking about this thing right here, or is there another post? So it says, the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office will continue to hold any individual accountable who seeks to interfere with federal investigations or attempts to profit from a grieving family. Derek Kalela, 42, of Hawthorne, California, is alleged to have sent ransom demands via text messages to a missing person's family on February 4th, 2026. He also allegedly made 9-second phone call to a family member. We don't know. I mean, is that related to this case? It doesn't say that in here. I mean, very well could be, for sure. All right. Is that what you wanted me to look at? Okay. It wasn't really even that interesting. It was just, let's just start over on this interview. Try to get through it.
As far as the lab, you said you have been contracted with this lab for
Okay, that's the first person that was detained, so it's not even new news.
decades, the one that you guys are using in Florida now. You said, as soon as you began collecting evidence last, on around the 1st, you guys started sending it there, and that there's not a dispute between you and the FBI over where the evidence goes moving forward.
No, it just makes sense. Why split your evidence to two different labs? That could create a conflict, but more importantly...
Hey guys, don't forget to help support the channel. We need channel memberships and super chats, etc. to keep reaching our goals.
It adds that additional step. This lab has this piece, this has this piece. Now they've got to converge those two pieces
the email after the interview.
Make an elimination or identification. No, just send it to one lab. Let's go. They're both great labs. They're both have great equipment and smart people. We trust the FBI's crime lab. We've used them before. But in this case, we just started with this lab. It's just that simple. And then we talked to the FBI about it, and they agreed. They said, yeah, makes sense, sure.
Okay, and you said that you already submitted some of the the family markers, like the family DMA samples and some of the staff samples to that Florida lab.
Sure.
So it makes sense to send all the evidence moving forward so they can immediately cross-examine or cross-analyze.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all this was. I'll tell you right now, the dollar figure to it, I don't know where they get that. This lab we've talked to, they typically charge us because we use them as a lab for other cases and that. But in this case, their CEO, their lab told us, sure, whatever you need. So I don't know where that even came from. But, like I say, we're chasing down leads. I don't have time to chase down media reporting.
Okay, I understand.
I just hope that the media recognizes that, hey, come on, let's work together. There's plenty of time to critique Chris Downs, but right now, let's find Nancy.
Okay, and as far as the gloves, you're saying, hey, we found a few gloves all over the place, and you're not sure their importance right now.
A few gloves all over the place.
No, it's like any piece of evidence, you've got to prioritize it. You can't just leave it there and go, that's nothing. No,
right.
You gather it, you collect it, you process it. But you've got to prioritize things too, because you don't want to inundate your lab with gloves from Phoenix that's 100 miles away.
Yeah.
Unless there's a reason to say,
right.
Oh, our guy ends up in Phoenix.
Yeah, so
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. DC has logic.
It's common sense. I don't make those decisions. I have a team.
We've already done the back
team. FBI has a team. Those guys get together. They talk. They decide what's important, what's not, and they move on it. It's all this is.
Okay. Sheriff, there's a lot of speculation.
You have to rely on the experts. Those guys are my experts.
Understand.
Right? You have, if you're involved in a case like this,
I don't see the logo when I was looking at it.
You've got to let them do their job. That's what we're doing.
Sure. So much speculation and theories about who was involved, who wasn't involved. Have you guys ruled anyone out?
Yeah.
No?
Again, no, I'm not going to say we haven't ruled anybody out. What I'm saying is we get to a point in investigative lead, we track that lead, and we get to a point where we go, okay, I think this guy or this person has a pretty good alibi, or has, DNA we didn't find, or whatever it is, we didn't find his prints or whatever, and we eliminate them for that time being. But that doesn't mean later on in the week or in the months ahead, something else comes back and says,
what's
that
what's
guy
your
you
number,
talked to?
Kay?
Well, this is
FK,
what we
we'll do
learned
it.
about him. And we go back. So to be honest, nobody's really ever eliminated until we make this person.
Well, let me get a little more, specific.
We just don't prioritize you as much.
That's pretty old school to say. Until we make this person, Oh, we've been made, It's like
the gentleman in Rio Rico. We talked to him. He had a story for us. We checked it out. It seems to me very logical what he was doing, and so we move on.
What is his story? How was he possibly? How did
What does that mean? He was a delivery person, and he was in the area.
He was in the area. Okay.
And we verified that.
Okay. Was that a cell phone ping or sighting?
Okay. I'm not going to get into all that. It's more than one.
Okay.
There's a number of issues that came up. We looked at and said, okay, this is a target. Let's go see what's up with this. And we approached it with a search warrant and talked to the gentleman. And
they seem to have edited something out of this one. Do they talk about? Well, there's a part about was there blood in the house? Has that come up yet?
He was very cooperative, and look.
Okay.
For the time being, we're satisfied with what he's given us.
Okay. Now, the other day when that happened, you guys put out the notification that you're, questioning a person. Are you going to do that every time, or are you guys questioning other people and just not alerting the public? Which is understandable if you are. Just curious.
Oh, you got 400 people out on the ground knocking on doors. So which ones do we share with you or not? If it's significant, if we think that, hey, this could be something significant, we're going to let you know.
Okay.
That's search warrant. That's a pretty significant act, right?
Right.
I mean, we go to a judge, we get probable cause, the judge gives us a search warrant. We use our SWAT team, or in this case, FBI SWAT, but whatever it is, and we knock this place down. And we gather evidence from the scene. We took evidence from the scene. We processed it. That evidence will be submitted for review by the labs, and then from there, and all that evidence. Guess where that's going? Our lab. It's not because our lab's better than the FBI or the FBI's lab is better. No, it's because that's where we've been sending our evidence.
Okay.
We started there, continue there.
Okay.
If there's a problem with the lab.
He did comment on that.
FBI says, boy, this lab's really done bad work. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely, we back out. But that's not the case. Both labs are.
See, it's not in this interview here for some reason. But he, part of the interview, he asked him, was Nancy's blood in the house? And he said, yes. And then he said, well, I know there was blood outside the house. But inside the house, we found her DNA. We're not supposed to talk about that. Basically, he admitted it, and then he tried to backtrack really quick in that very same interview, making it seem like I was just talking about outside the house. And no, he was talking about inside. Because there are DNA inside the house, what would you be looking for? Of course, it's blood that you're testing. Her DNA is all over the place in the house, so what you would be testing in the house is blood. Ah, good. All right, Jim. Getting your nails painted. Excellent. That was a good movie, Airplane. Like, that Airplane can't be played anymore because we're so damn PC. You just can't do it. What a joke. Our society is it's gotten so weak. Especially the one particular side who wants to ban every word that everybody says because it's so mean. And oh, jeez, sick. Yeah, you couldn't play All in the Family reruns, man. Probably have to do that late night on some back channel somewhere. Let's see, the homeowner has their DNA all over their own residence, or even. The Jeffersons, for God's sakes. It was the same show, just in reverse. It was hilarious. you know? Ah, jeez. It's getting old, Dr. Professor. Getting old. You got about one more goofy comment, and we're going to have to get rid of you. Sorry, man. Let's see. Did Anne go there and walk all over the house and in the blood? I don't know. It's Annie, yeah. When they say DNA, did they specify blood inside the house? Yeah. Yeah. See, and when it was originally asked, when the original question was asked, was Nancy's blood in the house? The sheriff said, yeah. And then he realized, oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that. And then he goes, well, I mean, I know that there's blood on the outside of the house. I just can't say that there was blood inside the house. We just got her DNA from inside. Well, where else the hell would you get her DNA from inside the house? You know what I mean? Where would you get it? I mean, I guess you might need a sample DNA to compare. So you get her toothbrush, and then you get her DNA off of that to compare it to the DNA blood that's on the porch there. I guess that's a possibility, but I don't think that's what he was talking about, just the way he said it. And that's something they mentioned early on. There's a lot of stuff that was mentioned early on that seemed to have been a reality that have now turned into not being that. Or still are, they've just changed the wording. Hey, thanks, C. Daily. All right, who's going to do a challenge in this day show here? We need 1 or 2 challenges to get somewhere reasonable. We're currently at 1/5 of just a minimum goal.
Very good labs.
Sheriff, can I ask you, because there hasn't...
And both work fast. I mean, we've got stuff back within 24 hours.
Okay, my understanding is the family has not paid out any ransom yet. Is it your understanding that any of these notes that have come in so far are legitimate?
I don't.
No, they've never said that.
So
They said
again,
it sounded like
all the ransom stuff we've given to the FBI. They're the experts on
Norm
that.
Macdonald.
Right. It would be very inappropriate for me to comment on.
Everybody tell you sound like a clown when you talk. 5 McCory. Anybody tell you that?
Something that I told them to deal with.
Okay. Are you guys still treating this as a kidnapping, or are you entertaining other possibilities, or have you always considered other possibilities or other scenarios?
You always consider all possibilities.
No, it's weeks old. I just thought I'd play it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the obvious is what?
Yeah, it's brand new. It was on Fox News.
You know, it's right in front of us. It is an obvious kidnapping. You'd have a guy masked up, gloved, just right at our front door at the time of day that we think this occurs. Yeah, we believe.
I know I don't sound like him, but that's what a troll came in to say. You know. I just, you know what though? For some reason, I don't have time for you, 5 McCory. All right, so see you later. Good luck, man. Hey, thanks, Gloria Batari. Awesome. Why do you have a challenge going? What do you mean 4 more? I got 5 on it. What is that? I guess, or is that what you're saying, Jim? That you're gonna match 5 if 4 people do 1? I can't tell. You didn't type anything in. You said I got 5 on it. Let's see. The trolls are out in force today. The sheriff called homicide as soon as they got to the house. Yeah, it sounds like the sheriff, they got the information sent to Florida really quick, and the FBI was already there when the FBI got involved. 5 on It's a Song. I don't know what the hell that even means, man. I got 5 on It's a Song. What in the hell does that even mean? What's going on in the chat today? This is one of those ones where nobody's talking sense. It's all crazy stuff. I know, and then Dr. Professors actually is a troll, but is trying to pretend to get rid of the other ones. Well, thanks to Larry Batari, SBA, and Teresa J. And Miranda writes, hey, very cool. Thank you. I do have other stuff, that whole Fox News link in here. And then this Matt Finn guy, he actually had this whole post. So let's see what it says on here. Well, very cool. Thanks. Miranda writes. Excellent. 12-hour day while I clean. I have legit whiplash from... I know, it's just stupid. I'm frustrated myself because I like to put together the facts and then theorize in a small, sort of narrowly focused window. And all this changing around shit is... You know, the glove in the house doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a theory. I think it made it... It was an attempt to make the sheriff look worse than he was, but in reality, he sent the information right away to a lab in Florida, and then the FBI came in, and, I mean, where's the part of the story where he's refusing to share? He says in there, no, we haven't, it's not been that way at all. We've worked together the whole time. So I don't know where that's coming from. Thanks, M. Lloyd, and hey, look at that, Jim Lawn busting out. So that is what that meant. Well, thank you. Very cool. Awesome, and welcome all to all the new members out there. I don't know. Hey, hey, Dr. Professor, do you have anything interesting to say? Like something related to the case? So I've noticed every one of your comments has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about, but just some goofy comment. So do you have anything interesting? Just one thing. Okay, let's see. I'm just waiting. Just begging that you have something interesting to say. It's just you're just take up a lot of wasted time in here. Right. Media is so unreliable. Yeah, it's crazy. Everybody is rushing. They're so quick to get out their new piece of information that it's almost like, especially TMZ. I mean, what an embarrassment. I mean, just they did that in the Tyler Robinson case, just quickly throwing out the videos when instead they could have got way more video. They just didn't care. They just wanted to be the first to get it out there and then put it out there in a horrible manner where you can't even see what the hell's happening in some of it. At the door means... No, I don't even know what that thing at the door is. You know. There's a lot of people that just make stuff up, man. I don't know what that means, you know. The thing about, like, you know, it's like the CPS for adults card at the door. Maybe somebody put it there after she went missing in case she came back. You know, these people, especially the source that posted that, they're one of the most unreliable people I've ever seen in the true crime ecosphere. Okay, so you can... I wouldn't believe that as far as I could throw it. I mean, forget it. Well, thank you guys up there for that little rally. That was pretty cool. Oh, wow, look at that. We got another one from Vermilion Rain. Thank you. Very cool. Vermilion Rain. Got Jim Lawn. And every time we got to give him his little...
1.21 gigawatts!
What the hell is a gigawatt?
There you go. And there is... Oh, by the way, we do have 3 winners for our scholarship funds. I think they're all good. And by the way, Lisa, the one that there's two of them that I like a lot. One of them is from yours. The other one's pretty cool too. She looks like a mix between. Maybe I'll play it on members only or something. You know, but it's like it looks like a mix between Libby and Kelsey, and you know that was a good one. But the other one, the one that you picked, Lisa, man, I think that one's gonna be one of those star type. Yeah, the other one's gonna be really great too because she's already a nurse, and she wants to go. She has to go to medical school for 4 years, and then also. And then 2 more years after that, she wants to be a medical examiner. So that's pretty sweet. So, you know, that's one of the winners. The other one is this girl, you know, she had the face, different colored hair and stuff like that. But, you know, she won an award and stuff. She seems like she's going to be really good. You know, so. Now, what are you referring to, Zozo? We're talking about this over here. I don't know what you were talking about. Time says, time. There's a suspect at large in Marana. Do we know if that's connected yet? No, I don't. Now, who's reporting that? Ah, jeez. You know, when you have this kind of information, send it to me so I can go get it. All right? Not just random talking back and forth in the chat. We don't know what nobody watching out there has any idea what you guys are talking about. So can we be a little bit more just slightly proactive and sort of sending me the information if you think it's interesting like that? Then we can say, oh, wow, that's either connected or not. Or it's just, it gets really frustrating for me. Yeah, I have no messages or anything from anybody. Wow, that's awesome, Linda. Where? She said up above, she said, hello and welcome. And then you said, that's awesome. Where is it? Yeah, I did. I said I liked all three of them. Yeah, I just saying. I think the one that yours is going to be one of those ones. It kind of looks like the ones you see. Somebody you would predict that would do something like that. And I like the one that was a nurse already from Zozo, and yours, how they were so thankful just to even be giving the interview. I mean, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Karen, Zozo. So above, when you said that's awesome, Linda, what are you referring to? Because I can't find any other comments. You said, wow, that's awesome, Linda Howell. Paulette said that. And then when I scroll up, the last comment Linda made was, hello and welcome, everyone. That's it. She just got there. So what's the awesome, like, what was the thing that you're referring to? Yeah, I'm not really talking about the note received today. I'm talking about, what are you talking about? Somebody's on the run. Okay, yeah, that never showed up on my screen. The 74 months. Oh, wait. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Popped up right in there. Appreciate every 74 months. So that is 6 years and 4 months. That's just crazy. Well, thank you, Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe, of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Hey, Zozo, is there any chance you can send me what you were talking about? Because I have no idea what you're referring to. About a van, they're chasing somebody in some county. And where did you get it? And where is it? This is how we just clogged the show up and it just crashes. If I don't get an answer, I feel like I just want to, I'm just so frustrated right now. 10:20 Saturday, Jim. What does that have to do with anything? What is this? Is this whole chat like a? Am I being punked in here? This is crazy. Nothing makes sense. It's almost like an alternate world of chat. Now I'm trying to find anything. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this van thing is. We got disrupted in here about a some sort of bomb squad and everything like that. And now I'm trying to figure out where that is. And so that we can all talk about it and look it up. Instead, it's just nebulae again, where we don't know anything. Disruption for nothing. All right, I'm just gonna read this right here. Right. I just did a wide-ranging interview with Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos about a lot of topics. Here are some highlights. Nanos tells Fox that his office did not find a glove at Nancy's home. We have no glove. We never found a glove on the property. So that was just totally bogus communication. You didn't give me any information, Zozo. You didn't give me anything at all. I don't have a link. I don't have anything. It's just somebody typing in the chat. So go complain somewhere. I'm so frustrated. You know, I asked, hey, can we get the link for that? No, we don't. It's ridiculous. God, it's wild. You're not giving me any information in there. You said, hey, what about this car chase or this bomb threat in some county? And it's not, where do I find about it? Is it posted somewhere? Is there an audio file of it? Is there an article that discusses it? Is there something? Yeah, you Google something like that happened 10 minutes ago, you're not going to get it. All right, anyways, Nanos claims his office has been using the same contracted private lab for decades. Yeah, and one time in here he did say something like, they asked, I know it's not in any of this stuff, because they removed that portion of it. Let's see, Nano says Nancy's blood was found outside her home, and Nancy's DNA was recovered inside, but he can't confirm the DNA inside was blood. Well, you know what's weird about that? So they removed the part where right before that, he said, was Nancy's blood inside the house? And he goes, yeah, kind of like that. And then he goes, oh, well, I mean, the blood was, you know, outside the house, and he changed it. Okay? He changed it. All right. Yeah, I check my Facebook all the time to see if I get any links or things shared, but didn't get anything. Let's see. The drawings of the suspect, I don't just dislike. I think they're disgusting, and the fact that anybody that claims to be a professional would try to do a drawing from somebody inside of a balaclava it's funny, and it's also ludicrous. Okay, it's an absolutely ludicrous endeavor. Has no chance of being accurate. Yeah, so he did say that, and he said yes, and then he flipped it around, and they're not mentioning that portion in here, and that's probably why they edited the audio out there. Right. Yeah, you remember that? The whole thing about blood inside the house has been something that was known since the beginning, but it was something he wasn't supposed to say. He forgot again, and then he tried to correct himself in this one interview here. Okay? But it's also, there's a lot of piling on by the media, because some of the stuff they've been saying about the sheriff isn't accurate. He didn't keep stuff from the FBI. He sent the DNA evidence immediately off to the lab after they collected it. And now, then when the FBI came in, they said, hey, can we get that? And he goes, well, it's already over at that lab. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Of course that's it. Okay, you sent me something from Instagram. All right. I mean, see, here's the thing. When other channels, they do their shows, people email them all the little things that they can quickly load in or send them a message somewhere. You know, there's almost no way on the fly. It might take me 15 minutes or so to find something. You know, and I've said this so many times, it's mind-boggling. Doesn't seem to ever get different. All right, let's see. Okay, you sent me a missing person about nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. Holy crap. Well, geez. Thank you for that PayPal in there by Mrs. TSF. That was incredibly generous. Thank you so much. Very cool. Thank you. Minger to the appointments. Okay. She had a caregiver. Right. You see how there's always some, like, often an explanation for things? Hey, but I thought the person that Zozo picked, and both, you know, I think everybody that was picked for the scholarships was really good. But yeah, especially like the lady, I'm not going to say their names here. Do you think it'd be okay to play the videos on in our, like a members only Zozo? Like maybe do for Oogla Boogla Freaks and higher or something like that, or I don't know. I'm just trying to. I think it'd be cool for people to see them and be able to go, "Wow, that's so," and sort of more of a feeling. Because I recorded them, I'm just not sure. I don't think it would be a big deal, right?
I have a theory on still of perp in Archway the media is bringing up. It supports your theory he parked up the road.
I still haven't found it. I have a theory on the still of perp in Archway the media is bringing up. It supports your theory he parked up the road. Yeah, go ahead and just type it in, I guess. I don't know. I was wondering about that. Because you know, the trolls, if I did for Megazoids, I think I'd be okay. But the gifted memberships are all Oogla Boogla Freaks. So a lot of them are trolled assholes that really don't give a shit about anything. And might put their name out there and stuff like that. So it's kind of frustrating. You know, maybe I could do somewhere else, like on, I don't know. If we could get our, you know, the Discord working and then do something in there, one of those little rooms that they have with only channel. I don't know. See, these people would just record it and make something out of it. So maybe it's just better not to. Yeah, but Patreon, anybody can record a screen, and people are so sick these days that they would actually pay to be able to do something. Thank you, Cinnamon Sin Freak. But also, again, thank you very much to Mrs. TSF. And they said, been watching your channel for years, but refused to do YouTube in-app purchases. Therefore, I'm not a member. However, I want you to know your time and discussions on these cases is appreciated. Well, thank you. That was very kind. Okay, I'll try to not be frustrated. But can you send me a link to how to get to what you were just talking about? Yeah. Okay, new note to TMZ. Let's see. Let's listen to this guy. Okay, I have to turn up. I hate how you open up Instagram and the audio doesn't automatically get the...
And the location of Nancy...
Okay, hold on.
And a third email from the man who claims he knows the identity and the location of Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper, and he has now upped his demand. We know it is the same person who wrote the other two notes because the Bitcoin address is identical. So he says that he is going through TMZ because he does not trust law enforcement. He's essentially saying, you don't trust me and I don't trust you. What he is suggesting is by the FBI upping the reward to $100,000, it was designed to discredit him. He says, quote, to discredit me. So what?
Yeah, you know, didn't I mention yesterday how the $100,000? It was dumb because why didn't he just say, okay, tell him come forward and give us the information that leads to her, and you'll get the $100,000 reward. That's funny. Let me hear this.
What he is saying is he now wants the following. He wants one fraction of a Bitcoin worth $50,000. And for that, he says he will give up the name and location.
He didn't up his demand. He lowered his demand. Let me do this again. What the hell is he talking about, Harvey?
Third email from the man who claims he knows the identity and the location of Nancy Guthrie's kidnapper, and he has now upped his demand. We know it is the same person who wrote the other two notes.
Upped his demand. He just lowered it from 1 Bitcoin, which is 67,000, to a portion of a Bitcoin to 50.
It's because the Bitcoin address is identical. So he says that he is going through TMZ because he does not trust law enforcement. He's essentially saying, you don't trust me and I don't trust you. What he is suggesting is by the FBI upping the reward to $100,000, it was designed to discredit him. He says, quote, to discredit me.
I didn't listen to the rest of it.
So what he is saying is he now wants the following. He wants one fraction of a Bitcoin worth $50,000.
Yeah, but maybe later he adds another 50 to it. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet.
And for that, he says he will give up the name and location of the kidnapper. He says he will not cash that until the kidnapper is actually arrested, and then he expects the second Bitcoin fraction, another 50,000. So
okay, so 100. All right, there you go.
He wants the $100,000 reward, he says, but he wants it in this form and not simply coming forward to authorities. He has a variety of reasons on why he doesn't want to come forward to authorities, one of which is interesting. He says it's because that it could compromise his possible freedom. Now, we don't know what that means. Does that mean that he is peripherally associated with this kidnapper? He does not explain what that means, but he says it in this email.
Yeah, we know.
Now,
SBA,
there's something really important here, that he says that when he gets the initial payment.
And hey, Walter said up there, he said, I've been trolling you for 2 years by being a member. Hey, everybody, troll me too with being a paying member. That would be awesome. Okay.
And this is a quote. He will give up, quote, the name of the main individual. The main individual. So clearly, he is suggesting, and he did insinuate this before, but he is saying it squarely here. The main individual, that means if this is legit, he has accomplices. So he does refer to the current state of Nancy Guthrie. We are not going to get into what that is. We have forwarded this on to the FBI. They asked for it, and we gave it to them. We received this email.
But why is they're sending it to TMZ? You know, I know they gave a reason why, but I mean, why send it there?
Mailed just before noon Pacific time.
Why not send it to, just a local channel and, I don't know.
Friday today.
Nothing TMZ's put out yet has been accurate. There's been something worth anything. So I don't know. I mean, it is interesting that they'll wait until it's verified, and then he expects the other 50, but he wants, You posted a theory above. I believe the still is the doorway was his recon. I know. And supports your theory that he parked. I said that already. That's what my theory was. That when he parked his car, he walked to the door, he stood there, and he looked, and then he went back to his car, and he got his gun and his backpack, and then he went back again. That's exactly the same theory that I had. Every word of that you just typed up there. This whole thing. But hey, I guess great minds, huh? Great minds. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he tried to see if the cops were responding, and he went back to his car, and he waited. And when no cops came in 20 minutes, he went into the house. Yeah. That's why there's that break in time from 1:47 till 2:12. Okay, so your only difference is that he also went and broke the fog light and did something with the fog light and the camera. Okay, that makes sense. Why not do all of it and then hide? So when you come back, all you have to do is break in and you're ready to go. The new stuff today was what we just played from Harvey. Also, what's new is there was no glove in the house at all. The DNA that was sent off to the lab in Florida, he sent off right away because they work with that lab, and it's DNA that's not on a glove or anything. So that was all bull crap information. That's kind of why my title says what it says. It's just pure lunacy going on now. All right, let's see. Hold on. I don't know. I can't read that thing that you sent, Kubi, because it's so small. I mean, I could try to... I don't know what it is. It's probably porn or something. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know what it is. Let me zoom in. See, I can't even hardly read that. Mother Savannah Guthrie was found dead. Breaking. Yeah, breaking. Everything's breaking. Was found dead, and her stepfather has been arrested for her murder. And her stepfather has been arrested for her murder. No, that's not. It hasn't happened. The case initially thought to be kidnapping was revealed to be shocking family betrayal with motives rooted there. If they were arrested, don't you think we'd know about it right at this point? Oh boy. Forget it. Yeah, so I think this whole FBI, the sheriff blocked the FBI is completely bogus. What is going on? This case is just turned into... Alright, let's see. This is the thing that Zozo was talking about earlier. Breaking Pima County Sheriff's Department bomb. I thought this is what they already did from days ago. Or is this a different instance? Because they did the same bomb squad left on another day. Leaving. This is in line with current incoming reports of a suspect at large in Marana, Arizona. Anybody know what that means? Or come on, Kubi, what the hell kind of a... Why'd you send me that? I can go back to... When you say you just got a Pima scanner alert, I don't have them ever send me anything. I just go out and go to it, Wait, you know what we should do? I like that other, this open site. Let me do Arizona. And then, what if we did Pima County Wireless Integrated Network? I think that's the one. And then...
Hey, we're almost open.
Ladder tender 9, and medic 49, cardiac arrest, 5755, East 20.
Well, that's a different service. I know, but when it comes through your phone, what is it saying? Like, what is it telling you in the... Like, why is it saying, hey, I didn't even know you could set up anything. And if it is, what is it trying to tell you? Right. I'm a breath of fresh air that nobody watches. I mean, I'm not saying nobody. I mean, I've been having decent crowds for here. We get 600-700 sometimes. But, you know, we don't get the 6,000 or 10,000 because most people don't give a damn. They just want to listen to whatever bullshit comes, you know, invented thing next. I don't think I've sworn as much in the last week as... Yeah, let me see. What is it saying for top feeds in here? Oh, that is, wow, that's the #1 feed. That's crazy. All right, well, let's listen then. That never happens. That's the #1 feed on Broadcastify is the Pima County. You know what we could probably do? Maybe it'd be more useful. Do you think there's still stuff going on right now, or... Because it's really quiet. I wonder if we go back to the... I can go to Archive, United States, Arizona, Pima, and yeah, there's 2,879 people listening. That's a different one than this one. Well, we have the scanner audio from 244 to 314. 13 people listen to that one. Let me get that.
New York 12 and the trail number 5 now, Black Rock 2.
I'm going to take my St. Joe's.
Well, Trader Joe's.
St. Joe's.
That's weird. Yeah, it's the #1 on there.
Copy 843, thank you.
All right, well, let's try our little technique here.
Okay, go ahead.
Charlie Hotel Echo 9417 Valencia and Giuliani. What? Rescue 7.
1090.
I don't want the other guys to hear what I'm saying.
34023.
63.
Lots of Maze, Mike Alpha Yankee Sierra, first of Eric, Echo Romeo India Kilo, 050285.
You seem really obsessed with that K-Fan.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Like, you just can't let it go. It's just... We'll try it. We'll try it a little bit later. Let me try to do this first, though.
Queen 17, injured person, 37.
83672. Do you need another unit, or do you want me to stop at the LI?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Testing.
If you can go to the LI to
Yeah, one of them 12, one of them 12. See the man with the...
was a witness, and he's stopping by just to confirm your
Testing.
this is our guy. 10-4.
You know, not that job. You know what we should do? Let's join the sensationalistic community, and we'll come up with our own scanner fake audio, and we'll have all the stuff being said. Wouldn't that be great? Fantastic. All right. We'll get right on that. File open.
Ladder 1, medical emergency, 5735, South First Avenue, 5800 South. Check.
Charlie Whiskey Hotel, 9655. Indian River. 72326. This goes for oh my god.
That's interesting.
Temple.
Just a minute.
3626.
1515.
All right, I got two different files coming in. This one's 1316, 13. So this is.
For your next bottle of Advil, going to need quite a bit before this case ends.
All right, hold on.
Anything to help the
This
general.
one?
Keep up the good work. Smiley face emoji.
Oh wait, no, I think I can just drag and drop, right?
Engine 8 and Medicaid, traffic accident,
Yeah.
North Stone Avenue and East Pastime Road, 3800 North and 100 West. Respond on 83 North.
Go ahead.
You just want the 29 on last name there.
I'm sorry, 10-9.
Did you still want to return on me?
Yeah, if you can 1022, thank you.
Perfect.
All right, we can go back and listen. Let's see what the deal is in here.
Copy 843, thank you. Box 53 trap.
Sorry,
Charlie Hotel Echo 9417 Valencia and Giovanni West. Fire 845 transporter St. Joseph. Yeah, okay, perfect.
I got rid of all the silence between it. So this is an hour condensed to 19
Ladder
minutes.
1, medical emergency, 5735, South First Avenue, 5800 South.
The link to what interview? It's already happened?
177 Charlie Whiskey Hotel 9655. Indian River and access.
We'll just do the, if there's an interview, we can do the audio or something.
Fire alarm engine 370.
I try to make people laugh a little bit.
Sorry, transporting Benjamin.
This is going to be a small fire by a homeless man. What's all under control?
What's going on? Why is there multiple... Oh. So this is like an hour ago.
Fire alarm engine 370. This is going to be a small cooking fire by a homeless man. It's all under control.
Does he have a goatee?
336 for 43. Turn down Water Park. It's right next to Olive Garden.
Rescue 8, diabetic problem, 3620, North Notting Avenue, 3600 North and 1300 East. Respond on 83 North.
Fire engine 18. Engine 18, sir. Patient's refusing and going POV due to extended wait time for AMR. Engine 18, I copy. That's 843, fire. Further copy. Check 843. 723, 10 8
Thank you.
321 on 23.
287 per 20. Engine 12, pregnancy problem, 550, North Harrison Road, Unit 8201, 500 north and 9500 east. Respond on A5 east.
Channel 357, code 20. Go for it.
333, code 20.
Go for it.
Yeah, it looks really busy, kind of like right in,
transport, please.
up here a little bit.
Check rescue 10.
What do you think that was going on there?
41, TMC Rincon. Medic 19, TMC Rincon.
100 south and 2600 east. Respond on A4 south.
Engine 2 first.
Dispatch TPD for code 900, please.
Did you guys hear anything
Check,
out there?
engine 2 TPD is en route.
1400 east. Respond on A4 south.
Let me try this one.
Engine 339. Injured person. 5250. West Bill Center Road. Unit 2007. 12,100 north and 5200 west. Respond on A6 west.
06. Can you reattach box 54 to the call on Sean 23? Number.
553 traffic.
Box 53, go ahead.
Zulu Delta Alpha 0 Mike 1. Valencia and Bullfinch.
Number.
Check 117.
Fire 894 on scene.
Check 894.
Fire rescue 14, medic please.
Check rescue 14. Rescue 14 getting paramedic 14 from the house.
Medic 14. Sick person. 1401. East Hovey Drive. 5200 south and 1400 east. Respond on A4 south.
82 10 traffic.
52, 56.
0258. 836 10 6 1 100.
5135, 5135 west, Western Council. 1336.
Channel 332. Negative call, 698. 10-4.
334, copy call. 1011, first and Palisades, Palisades and first. Just running loose on the first few minutes ago. Green light on retriever with extended long range dragging. 145 near Brown Honda SCRV. 376, 1537. 1537. Fire 840 transporting to PMC.
Ticket for 8 TMC.
I have Scanner Audio Pro.
Investigate person down.
I got it
1635.
already.
North Craycross Road.
I got the
1600
professional
north and
version.
5500 east.
I'm using
Respond on A5 east.
Broadcastified.
Paramedic for 3
It's professional
Set
version.
760, code 20. Set 760, code 20.
I think it's cool because you can go back and download historical, I mean like from hours ago. Let's move it over to here. Let's see.
Engine 13. Chest pain. 8674. East Chase Place. 3800.
I mean, I don't really hear anything. Do you guys hear anything?
Engine 21. And medic 16. Traffic accident. 2301. North Sarnoff Drive. 2300 north and 8300 east. Respond on A5
Bring what up?
east.
What are you talking about?
775,
Go for it. Engine 8. And medic
What
8.
echo?
Stroke. 344. East Navajo Road. Unit 1. 30.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? You hear what, Jeff? What are you guys referring to? Is there an echo for you guys? Or, I mean, he'll pull it up when he's finished. No, mine doesn't say anything. What it does show is... man, you guys are so confusing. It's just, man, this is a weird day in here. Yeah, I'm just saying, do you hear anything related to a case? I can hear the freaking words, yeah. Yeah, we get it, Karen. If I want to go play it, I'll go play it. I'm not sure, you know. So anyways, here's the top feeds here. We've got, wow, I mean, look at this. 7,504 people are listening to this feed right now for some reason. And then the Tucson police has 222, but the Pima County, the one was listening to the other day, what's going on that they're hearing? I don't hear a damn thing, do you? I don't hear anything. Okay, yeah, well, If you didn't understand what I was saying, that's what I was saying. Hey, Glenn, why don't you go bite yourself and go somewhere else, all right? Thanks. Go do something else, Glenn. We don't need you. I can be frustrated some days, and I cannot be some other day. Some days I am, some I'm not. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm frustrated with the whole case at this point. The horrible reporting and how it spreads quickly, wrong information.
Engine 45 filing.
Negative injury. We'll still need CSO to respond.
Check.
Yeah, I don't get notifications from them, but should we just listen to the live portion?
Shots heard, West Valley and Tricloser North Valley.
I didn't get an email from you, Ginger, if you sent me one. I don't have anything from you.
55.
Yep, I didn't get one.
So
So you'd have to send it again.
no further information.
So this is live right here, this one. Oro Valley Police and Pima County.
Highway, the fence and railing protecting needs to be replaced.
Thank you, Jody Anita.
4000 west. Respond on A6 west.
All the people doing the boots on the ground, every single one that's doing it are nut jobs. Every one of them. Over the years, just absolutely. But at least they're there. They can say that they did it. It's paying off for them. Arresting people where? What are you talking about? Once TMZ became a central... You know what? I'm going to put Fox News on in the background. They'll know.
So we want to sound.
By some health center, they arrested or detained someone. Oh, jeez.
Released the first surveillance footage of the person suspected. They figure he's about 5'8" to 5'10".
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence. How is the Department of Justice...
It's saw, not seen. I just saw live where they have someone in handcuffs at a health club or something, but they do not know if it's related. So somebody on a live stream is running around following the cops so that they can show you some guy getting arrested for probably stealing a sandwich.
Rescue 10. Investigate person down. West Hallway and South 16th Avenue.
Interesting.
3800 South and 800 West. Respond on A4 South.
And then... Yes, they are what? Arizona Supreme Court buildings evacuated. Or they're following people around? Jeez. What a bunch of losers. Arizona Supreme Court buildings evacuated after package test positive for homemade explosives. Okay. Is that where the bomb got? Well, that's Phoenix, so that wouldn't have been them.
Rescue 7, Harlem.
Alright, so Rescue 7, go ahead.
Station Street.
Traffic.
I don't see your. Is it a recorded video? There's nothing there. It doesn't say anything. There's nothing on News Nation's Facebook. I'm a little disappointed that Law and Crime bought Court TV. How did they do that? Like what happened?
Fire engine every time.
Your transporter plus 888.
8 copies, 888.
identities to go to North Stone Pastime Road.
Well, let's see.
Okay.
Here's what I'll ask you guys. If it turns out that nobody's arrested in related to this and it's on those channels, never watch them again, okay? But you won't. You'll keep watching. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how, when you say you gave me over there, but there's nothing playing, there's no live, there's no nothing, you know, on the link that you sent me. So, I'm not sure what to tell you. Ginger. Yeah, there's nothing there. Is it a video or is it a live interview? Yeah, I don't see anything. Does he have a goatee? Don't have. Dre, off topic. We security in shops, people don't even get arrested unless it's over 250 pounds, and the security can't even touch the person stealing. Yeah, we had something like that. Like if it was less than 500, they wouldn't. What a dumb thing that is. Does he have a toupee? He has a toupee under the balaclava? That's great, man. That's freaking great. Is it one of the interviews?
Violation corridor A150
Is it one of the interviews? I don't know. I don't see anything on there. I see videos. There's not there. There's nothing there. When you say one of the interviews, what are you referring to? Is there a segment for interviews? Be great to just get a link again. Just somebody send me the link to the actual interview. That's what I'm looking for. Not me having to go try to find something. That's what would be cool if we were more like, what do you call it? You know, we're all working together. No, it's a link from today. Like right now, there was supposed to be a live interview with the sheriff. That's what I'm referring to. Let's see. Is this different?
EVE Online on Mac immerses you in a universe with thousands of star systems like never before.
I'm going to ask you just a slew of different questions.
So this is a different one then, right? I thought you said this is a different interview with. So he's back around doing the interview thing again?
Within the case, starting with, have you been able to clear any of the Guthrie family members?
This isn't what you were talking about, right, Ginger? Like, that's not the same person, right? This is an hour ago. Did you say Brianna? Is that what you... Because this doesn't look like it's on... This is on a TV, like CBS 5. We can listen to it.
Well, I put it like this.
Thank you, Sally Swift.
Particularly the Guthrie family, but everybody's been very
Charming.
There's we've done a number of interviews and investigations, taken DNA swabs from a number of different people. They've all cooperated with us, and we look at what their stories are, and
that's
we go,
what it looks
okay,
like.
The Rio Rico case, perfect example. That young man, we got a search warrant, went search his house, and he talked to us. We thought, okay, makes sense, and we left. But is he clear? Well, no, we don't know that. We don't think there was anything else to get from him at that time. But what if we end up, because all that evidence was taken and submitted for DNA, what if that DNA at that search warrant scene shows that Nancy was there? It's not clear. So the family, I'm going to say this real careful. They are under tremendous pressure and tremendous grief. And I think it's really irresponsible for anyone to start pointing fingers that way. They have been nothing but cooperative with us.
But I think cooperative and cleared are two different things.
I know, but the evidence will take us there. if that's the case. Right now, we are working close with that family, and yeah, our hearts go out to them.
So they are not cleared as of now.
Nobody's cleared.
Nobody's cleared. Okay. I know there's still a lot of investigative efforts going on at Nancy Guthrie's home, at Annie Guthrie's home, and around southern Arizona. My question for Nancy Guthrie's home is, if there are continued investigative efforts, why is there no crime scene tape up?
So I don't know where that started, but let's go back to the beginning. Our team gets a call. We're looking for search and rescue efforts. Shortly around 2 o'clock, I get a call. I said, we need to turn this up. This could be a homicide, could be a kidnapping. And so we go that direction. They work it. I was out there till probably around midnight or 1 o'clock and went home. And when I'm out there, I'm not in the scene. People report that. That's not my role. I'm there to ask, what do you need? What does my team need to get? What resources can we get to accomplish? And we move on. They were out there probably till 7, 8 o'clock that morning. That's a Monday morning. I now start getting calls, and I field all the media, but I realize that the national media is getting involved, and it's like I'm there on the phone in front of cameras like this from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I can't do that all day and still get this job done. And I think we tried to have a press conference the next morning. It was a little chaotic. I'll take that hit. But nevertheless, we held another press conference 2 days later. I think it went a lot better because we knew what you were looking for in terms of evidence and timelines. But that morning, Monday morning, because they're always saying the sheriff didn't get the FBI involved early on. The FBI was involved Monday morning. Within hours of that, we knew that, hey, we have some physical evidence here that needs to go to the lab. But we also knew we had some physical evidence here that the FBI has experts that are better at analyzing that, and we gave it to them. How do we know that? Because we've worked with the FBI for decades. I have department members assigned to that office.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
Hello. And have.
I mean, I guess the thing is with the sheriff, I mean, there's no explaining away all the times he says something and then contradicts what he's saying, and then he goes to the basketball game and he just is like, just not really good at it. Okay, but I think the media has piled on and made it seem a lot worse than it is. Can you agree with that? I mean, what are they doing, making up crap about? Oh man, there was a glove in the house with blood on it, and he sent it to his own lab, and he wouldn't give it to the FBI. Well, it's all complete crap. None of that's true. There's no glove in the house. They got evidence. They sent it to the lab that they always send it to, a very good lab in Florida, and he said that even the FBI thought, oh yeah, that's a great lab. Okay, right? I blame the sheriff for some of the other stuff, but some of the stuff they're doing now is way trying to go the other direction. Did you ever find that Ginger?
That relationship is critical, not just to the FBI or the Pima County Sheriff's Department, but to this community.
But why?
What am I looking at? They just received the other one they just got. My thoughts are that I don't know. Maybe they should pay and see what he's got.
Why not secure the scene now? I mean, as you guys continue on, why not secure it better? I mean, we had a guy deliver pizza up at the front door.
Because we processed the scene.
Well, I think it's a real note, but he didn't give out enough information for us to determine if it's like legit.
We were done with the scene. The FBI, when you saw them come back, that would be a normal situation. They come in and say, hey, we're looking at this electronic stuff. Can we go see the house? Absolutely. And so they go back. There's no evidence gathered. It's like yesterday. They were there at the scene doing what? Taking measurements to see, that video we have of that individual, that's critical to us.
So are they not taking new evidence, not seizing new evidence from the home right now?
Okay, so Fox News is saying,
I'm sorry?
Are they not collecting new evidence right now? When you say that part's done, they're just taking measurements. Are they not taking any more evidence?
I guess we have to understand what you're speaking of evidence. Are they gathering pieces of evidence off there and taking it in? No. What they're doing is they're doing some analysis of the evidence we gathered to see what can fit.
Okay, okay. You know, obviously, it's no secret to you, there's been a lot of talk about tension between your department and the FBI and the controversial where the DNA is being tested, where the evidence is being tested. Can you just clarify the order here? And did the FBI want to test something at their lab, which is typically known to be the pristine lab, and did you say no?
So their lab is a great lab. We've used them before. They've solved cases. Our lab is a good lab too. We've used this lab for 40 years. So it's not like, oh, whose lab is better? They're both very capable labs. What happens is in these kinds of situations, we make a decision. We sit down at the table and talk. Investigators make, the sheriff doesn't make that decision. Investigators sit down and talk about it. What's the best strategy here? What happens is we had submitted our lab to our DNA to a lab for analysis. The FBI took the camera images and did that. When those camera images came back, what happens? FBI shares them with us. When our lab reports come back, we share them. We now have a glove we found. Somebody found it. Not at the house. Somebody reported that. It's 2 miles away. But we're not going to disregard that. That'd be silly. So we go gather that glove and we take it. And the FBI said, well, we could send it to our lab. I said, well, why would we do that? We have a lab that has all the markers, right? You have the family members' markers. You have the landscaper, pool people, all those people, and they're at our lab. And we also have other evidence there. We had evidence from the Rio Rico search warrant scene. It's submitted there.
You did tell me last week, though, that your lab was down, and that's why you'd sent it to Phoenix. Last week, though, you did tell me at one point that the Tucson DNA testing lab was down, and that's why you sent it to Phoenix. Is that back up and running?
This reporter
This records
is trying to
conversations
get
better
him.
than taking notes ever.
She has a look
This
on
is
her
Pocket,
face,
an
like,
AI note taker that records conversations.
I
She's
don't
trying to
recall
capture him in
ever
something.
saying the lab was down. I don't know what you're talking about.
You had said that in our interview last week, I believe on Tuesday.
Maybe I was confused with something else, but that DNA lab's never been down.
Maybe it was the rapid DNA in Tucson? You said that's why you set stuff up to Phoenix.
Yes, gotcha. Yes. The rapid DNA test is not a test that you can use in court, but it gets us quickly at a result to say, hey, we might have something here. That was down. So we went to DPS, yes.
Is it back up and running now in Tucson?
I believe so, yeah. I don't know. Tucson's deep, so we have a DPS office here in Tucson. TPD has it, but for whatever reason, I didn't get into those details. Their labs said our DNA, our rapid DNA is down, or whatever that meant. I don't know.
Okay.
We just wanted some rapid DNA done, and so we sent it to DPS.
That makes sense. Important investigative tool to at least have on that front end.
I'm sorry. When I think of DNA at labs, I'm thinking our lab, FBI lab, those kinds of crime labs. Understand.
That makes sense. I want to ask you a little bit about the press conferences. So I know PCSD has said multiple times you will hold a press briefing if there is a significant development. We've had this surveillance video come out that was huge. We've had somebody detained and released. So what does your department consider a significant development to?
Yeah, so I was just watching the helicopter footage on Fox News. They see this little gate right here. It's locked normally, right there. This whatever is right there. So that might have been where the suspects didn't feel like they could break it, so they climbed over it. And maybe it's a really sturdy gate and lock, and maybe it would make too much noise, and they didn't want to do that. So I think they maybe climbed over that one. I don't know for sure, but
to address the media.
You know, we discuss all of this, and it is a discussion with our team, the FBI, and talk about it. You know, if you go back to those press conferences, you'll recall who's standing next to me.
The FBI.
Both the FBI. They were a part of this. We still are a part of this. Nobody gets to say we're doing this or we're doing that. It is we collectively sit down. The SWAT team used at the home in Rio Rico. Who was that going to be? We talked about it. FBI had that.
Yeah, look at her face.
So ransom notes. Who should handle ransom?
She doesn't really care what he's saying.
FBI, you're great at that stuff. Give it to them.
She's waiting for the next guy.
That's the kind of process. I don't think what I've spent time talking to you about.
Does she look interested in what he's saying at all?
10 times as long as it talked to the FBI about, hey, let's send this to your lab or my lab. That was just.
You know what? How much you want to bet? The second he's done talking, it's firing away at another question, which means that she's not even listening to what he's saying right now. The next question is not a follow-up. It's nothing that took into account anything he was saying. It's going to be another attempt at something. Watch.
Crazy, and that's what got me out here. I know you guys want information, and we want you to have the information. That camera, the video that you see, that individual.
I don't care if you like
people
it or
say, "Oh,
not.
we had it for
She's
days."
Gonna do that.
We held that for less than 2 hours. We got it and said, "We need this out there." And so you get it. You have some work to do to put it together because it's pretty fresh. So we sent it out because we know that's vital.
Yeah, she's probably likable. I'm just saying. I think in this case, she's doing the media narrative. She doesn't like this guy, and her next question, she's gonna fire away and not even have any follow-up to what he was saying.
It's generated more leads than anything else we can imagine.
I would imagine. I mean, it was a key.
Last question.
It was key evidence there. Okay, I'm going to ask you one more thing then. Based on where we are now, that man was detained and then released. You said he's not clear, but he definitely is not still in custody. Are we any closer to having charges for the person who abducted Nancy Guthrie?
I bet he'll say, we're always getting closer. We just don't have, let's see, watch. That's what I would do.
And are we any closer
We're always getting
to finding
closer.
her?
I think we're closer. Yes, absolutely. Every lead counts. That
Right.
we
We're
had
always-
just going back a couple of
I was
days,
getting
we had 18,000 calls. FBI had 14, 15,000. That's 30-some thousand calls. I have 400 cops, feds, state, local, all over the state, people volunteering. I
She's
would
probably
be
a good
crazy
reporter.
to say, no, I don't want your
I'm
help.
not saying she's a bad reporter. I'm just saying.
That's what's crazy
she
about
didn't-
this with the FBI.
I can see her. Go look at
Should
her
we
face.
expect an arrest soon or charges soon?
Well, I would hope so, but I can't say that. What I would tell you is look, all 400 cops out there, everybody's working hard. The community is working hard. We want Nancy home. That's the key. Does it happen in an hour? Does it happen in a day, a week, a month, a year? I don't know, but I know this. We're not going to quit. We're never going to give up.
My very last question on that, just from based on what you said, is this still a rescue mission, or have you shifted into somewhat of a recovery mission? Where does that stand today?
Every time we go out, we're looking to rescue somebody.
And it still stands as that. You still believe that Nancy could be alive?
I believe she is. Why would I not? The family believes it. I believe it. There's nothing to indicate she's not. So I'm not going to go there.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. Thank you to your department for doing this.
Yeah, well, he had like a handler. You could hear him. He mute his mic. But the only problem with that is like her face the whole time wasn't. She just kept going. Like she wanted to get to the next sort of gotcha thing. But I bet she's pretty good. She seems, sharp. All right, self-esteem, is that good enough? I don't, my thing is the sheriff was just so crappy in those press conferences and then going to that game and doing all that stuff. But I think the media has then turned to piling on in the other direction. Yeah, it's hard to like him that much.
I really don't like this sheriff very much.
Let's see, I really don't like this sheriff very much. I think he is in the wrong profession. Should be doing something else. Yeah, maybe, what would he be good at? Oh, I think he'd be good at owning a bar. You know what he looks like? Oh my God. Jesus, I know exactly what he looks like. Holy crap. Here, let me see if I can find it. Oh my God, he's like a clone of this guy. He's actually the coach from Cheers. I mean, look at that. He's like a freaking look at that. That's exactly what he looks like. It popped into my head. The coach from Cheers. My God, he's like a absolute almost a body double. Look at this. If he was still alive, he'd play that part in a movie, don't you think? No doubt about it. Wow, that's unreal. Look at that. You gotta admit, though, right? And he would be perfect for that role. Couldn't you see him on TV? He's in a bar. He's just sort of, you know, making comments. Let's see. I mean, look, come on. That was like the same guy, right? Right there, and then, and then this guy. I don't know. It was just, I'm just goofing around. But anyways, man, I hope they make an arrest or something. But you can almost rest assured when a YouTuber is following somebody in a car, it's not related. Yeah. Although maybe this time they got lucky. You just never know. All right. But anyways, I'm going to come back on later this evening, so I'm going to take off now. Thank you all for hanging out and those who supported the channel. Do want to give a special shout out to Mrs. TSF out there. Very kind PayPal. Very nice. Too generous for me, but it was really nice. Let's see. Then we have on here. Let's see. Ivan Victor, 22 months. Lucky Ducky, gifted a membership. Then Scott of Flight, gifted 5. Then Jim Lawn. And if I tell you what, if the rest is made, I'll come back on quick. But I got to go do the rest of my walk. I mean, I got about 5,944 steps. Got to get to 10. Then Mel Moore, Florida. Then Mel Moore. Then Mary or Merav, I think. M-E-R-A-V. Elaine Talling, Jim Long, C. Daly, Gloria Batari, SBA 8, Teresa J, Marinda Wright, M. Lloyd, Jim Lon, Vermillion, Linda Howell, 74 months. I think she's the longest membership. And then Carol, let's see. Carol Bortnowski. Or, man, that's a hard one. And then Florida, Jim Long, Italian in Laguna Beach, Cinnamonson Freak, Bad Finger Up, Jody Anita, Sally Swift. Let's see. Slenderella Charming, Timothy Cecil. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. We will see you guys a little bit later. All right. So thanks for being here. We'll see you then. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector. Yes, everybody, leave a comment after the show. Professor Greg is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a specter with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Thank you for watching Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, and common sense. If that isn't what you're looking for, watch all the other nut jobs out there. Thank you very much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.